Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our unconventional spring band meeting. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight and being a part of this. And I hope that I can answer some of your questions about the spring season. And as weird as this seems, I'm excited about what the spring has in store for us. This past fall, we had some really amazing experiences with the marching band. We learned a lot. We learned a lot of things that did not go well. But then again, at the same token, we learned a lot of things that went really well. And I was so proud of what the marching band was able to accomplish in a virtual setting. And I'm super excited about the possibilities and the potential for the spring. As you guys know, there has the future is ever evolving, and we had anticipated coming back, starting a stagger into the second semester, starting up, next week. But our school board has voted to push that back to the fourth 9 weeks. So we've kind of been trying to figure out how to make things work, what that's going to look like for us. But there are some really exciting aspects to this that are going to be very different from the fall. One of the things that came out very recently is, the encouragement of having small groups on campus. And we'll talk about that and what that may look like. Moving forward and everything. I do want to just kind of thank a few people. The executive board for the boosters have been absolutely phenomenal. As you guys know, this is my first year here at Orange High School, and I it's it is weird taking over a position in a virtual setting, and I have been so blessed to have some really phenomenal parents helping out with the boosters. And with that, I am going to bring on our booster president, Jonathan Markle. He'd like to say a couple of words, and Jonathan, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank you on behalf of all the executive board and all of the boosters for all the help that you've given us this year. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for everything you've done for the kids, Aaron. It's been a really interesting year, like you said, but it's been really successful. We've seen a lot of growth in the kids so far, and really looking forward to everything that we've talked about over the last couple of weeks with the coming semester, and really forward to seeing what the kids can do. I just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone who's had their support, who's volunteered and helped the band boosters. We can't do it without you. We can't do it without parent support and their involvement. Mr. Noe, just thank you for everything that you've done to support us as well.
Well, it's my pleasure, man. And speaking of the events that we've had in the fall, we had some really phenomenal events. We had the drive-in award ceremony.
Mhm.
Uh, we had a lot of virtual events. We had virtual concerts with the bandathon. We had the virtual competitions with the marching band. They did phenomenal. Had got some
Yep.
national recognition for the program, which was really cool and something new for us. Interesting to see how that kind of carries over into the future once we actually do go back live. But there was a lot of great things happening, and from a booster perspective, we just had a phenomenal fundraiser with our Dewey's
Yep.
Bakery in Tanger Outlet. And that I am not a fundraising guy. I'm the guy that stands on the podium and says a couple of nice words and waves his hands around and gets kids to make pretty music. This was all you guys, and I was. I think, like everybody, I was a little skeptical about,
Yep.
how this would turn out in the pandemic. But we pulled it off, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Did you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to just let everybody know some preliminary numbers. In 2019, we did 40 right at $46,000 in sales at our pop-up Dewey store. In 2020, at Tanger, we did just under 43,000. So we were just behind where we were pre-COVID. And being opened 5 days a week instead of 7 days a week, that number's fantastic. The one piece of that number that we don't know is online sales. We expect to have those final tallies by mid-February, and settlement notice from Dewey's with exactly what we made and how much we did and all that kind of stuff. So more information will be coming out. The Booster Executive Board wanted to just take a quick minute to thank specifically Terry Ray and Mike Mink. A special thanks to every volunteer that worked at the store or helped deliver fresh orders or anything that was related to Dewey's or any other volunteer aspect. But Terry and Mike went really above and beyond being our co-managers of the store this year. Between the two of them, they were there almost every day, working multiple shifts, coordinating with the volunteers that were working, opening and closing the store, working with Dewey's on inventory. They were the managers of the store, and they did it all. And we could not have had the success that we did without them. And just all the hard work that they put into it is definitely recognized and appreciated. And just a huge thank you from all of us, from not only the executive board, but as a band parent. Thank you to everything that they did to make that successful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you know that I'm always amazed at the band parents that come forward. But you know, band is one of those unique uh, programs where the parents can actually take an active role in what their students are passionate about, and
Absolutely.
you know, it helps the entire program. But it's really cool to be able to say, you know, I helped my kid do something
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it is. It is. It's great to have that support and that involvement from the parents. I know the kids recognize it and see it. They're teenagers. They may not always say it, but it definitely goes noticed at the end of the day.
Most definitely. Well, Jonathan, again, thank you so much for everything that you and the Boosters organization does for the band. Really appreciate it. I know you're doing it for your own kid, and just like everybody is, but it helps everybody in the entire band. And I'm just so grateful for the time that you guys give, and you know, the effort that you put in all of this. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, so tonight we are going to tonight's we're just going to be talking about the spring a little bit. I'm hoping I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. This isn't going to be a concert where we're hopefully it won't last an hour, but you know, I'm hoping to kind of roll through some things, give you some ideas of what I'm thinking as the band director for the direction for the spring. Now that we've kind of switched gears and moving towards, and we're starting to set up plans for bringing things back to normal. And I just wanted to remind you, I sent an email to everybody with a link for questions. And if you have questions in this, you should see a link similar to this. It's probably not the same digits there because I did the shortening of the URL in Google Forms and it always changes it every time. But if you have a question that I don't go over tonight, put it in the form there, and I hope to answer it. If I don't have the answers for it, my plan is to follow up by email and to address some of those questions that you guys may have about the spring program. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into our agenda for tonight. So just kind of go over some things. Tonight is just an overview of the new semester. So the topics we're going to cover is what to expect as a student, and parents, what should you expect from the band program? What will you need for the band classes, and then also going over the different concert dates and the performances, and obviously what is happening with football. I know it's really odd for football to not be in the fall. We're doing it in the spring this year. And just to give you a sneak peek, we are going to be a part of that. So I am excited about that. And we'll talk a little bit more about that towards the end of tonight. So before we get started, I want to turn your attention to our website. Our website is ohspantherband.com. You want to make sure that you bookmark this because there's a lot of stuff on the website. You can find most of your answers on our website, hopefully. And moving forward, it is going to be the place that we just put information for everybody that's part of the band to learn what's going on our homepage. Very short what is about us, but if you scroll down, you can see some current announcements. You can see upcoming events. I thought I had updated that. There we go. Upcoming events that are happening in the band program. And then you can also see some of our social threads through Twitter and stuff like that. One of the big things coming into the spring is that I have put together a handbook for the band. You can find that under the resources tab, and I encourage everybody to go ahead and start reading through that. It is those of you that were in the fall marching band know that my information gets lengthy. I try to keep it concise, but I want to make sure that I convey as much information as possible. And the handbook, again, I do try to keep it concise, but I want to make sure that we have all the information that you guys need. And we'll be visiting this a little bit tonight. We'll be digging into it the first couple of days of class just to make sure we have everything that we need. We know what's going on, but a lot of the stuff that we cover tonight, everything that we cover tonight, is included in the band handbook for the spring of 2021. And the my goal for this is for this to be the evolving handbook for the band program. As we grow, as we get back to normal, we will make some adaptations to it. We will expand upon it. We may retract some things and stuff like that if we see things aren't working. But we want to make sure that we bookmark our ohspantherband.com because we are going to live by that, especially in the first 9 weeks when we are completely virtual. So be sure to check out ohspantherband.com and bookmark that page and come back to it regularly. And we'll be doing the same thing tonight. So, students, what can you expect in the spring semester? When I first introduced myself to you guys, I stated that my goal for the band program is to give you guys as much of a band experience as I possibly can in a safe manner. That is still my top primary goal with the band program. I am looking at opportunities for us to play together safely in a virtual capacity starting off. But as I mentioned, as the weather starts warming up, as things start happening, we are going to have opportunities where we can get together as an ensemble in person. For those of you that have selected to come in person, we'll have opportunities for us to get together and make some music. Obviously, with the percussion ensemble, if you are a member of the percussion ensemble, we're actually going to be working on that very quickly within the first 3 to 4 weeks of band. We're going to try to have some in-person rehearsals for the percussion ensemble. The winds, it is still pretty contingent upon the weather because we haven't gotten the green light from the health department and the school board saying it's okay for us to have wind rehearsals inside the building. But as you know, with the research that's coming out, the vaccines that are starting to become available, I am very optimistic that we will be able to have in-person rehearsals for all of our ensembles for those people that are able to come. Can I guarantee that? No, we are looking at this just like everybody else. But again, my promise to you is that we are going to have a band experience as close to normal as possible, and as long as we can be safe about it. Now, regardless of whether we are virtual or whether we are in person, my experience is I want you guys to learn high quality repertoire in the band idiom. And the way that I teach is through a focus on performance. That's always been the way that I've gone about things. I am a huge proponent. I love wind band music. I wear the badge of professional band geek pretty very proudly. I just love the world of band, and I think our music is phenomenal. But there's some really amazing things. There's a rich history of wind band music, and as well as some really amazing things that are happening new within classical music, specifically for the wind band idiom. My promise to you that throughout this semester is that we are going to play some high quality repertoire. You're going to do it with your friends. Hopefully, as we continue through the semester, we'll be able to get together and have some in person rehearsals and in person performances, which we'll talk about later, as well as opportunities for you to have experiences where you can perform solos as well as small ensembles and performances. And my number one goal is to allow you to grow as a musician. I want you to get better at your craft. Parents, what should you expect from me as the band director? My promise to you is to give you the best quality music education with an emphasis on performance. I also want to give you the opportunity. Band, as I mentioned before when we were talking with Jonathan, it's an amazing experience where you can actually participate in your child's music experience. What do I mean by that? Uh, if I am going to turn my screen off because I don't know if we want to display all the names. But this past fall, we had a ton of volunteers serving in all different capacities and being an active part of their children's musical experience. Everything from, Vicky Moore was phenomenal with getting the uniforms out and ready for the kids. When we had our community performances in the area, Anna Linville opened some great opportunities through the Arts Council. She's been a big help with our program. Corley Jones with the Farmers Market provided some great outdoor opportunities for our students to perform. Outside of that, we've had a lot of parents use their own talents to help the band program grow and thrive through all of this. I'm very grateful for John Garcia and all of his help with the video production stuff that we did with the band. Jonathan mentioned Mike and Terry with their help with the Dewey's Bakery, and there was a ton of parents that gave their time to help man that store. The list is extremely long, but I'm so thankful for that. Other ways that people have been a part of the experience with their kids is by volunteering. When we did the drive-in, we had people setting up. We had people helping with the parking, making sure the event was running smoothly. So band is one of those unique opportunities where you can have an active role in something that your child is passionate about in making music. Also, it is my goal. We're going to close tonight to show you that even in a virtual setting, we can have a quality performance that you are going to be proud of to share with your friends and your family. We're going to close out with the last piece that we played in the marching band in our concert setting. We did a virtual performance of Christmas Auld Lang Syne. And I just want, for those of you that may be new to the band program, I want you to see that even in a virtual setting, we can have a wonderful, beautiful, music performance experience online. And hopefully, as we grow and continue, we'll see more movement towards in-person performances, similar to maybe what we did with the farmers market or something like that. So moving on. Students, what are you going to need? Just as in any other band class that you've been in before, we obviously need our instruments. Now, if you need a school instrument, if you are one of the musicians where you use a school instrument, definitely contact me. And again, going back to our website, If you click on the contact us form, you can see my email right here. Click on that and it will pop open your email box, and you can go ahead and shoot me an email, and definitely put me in your contact list so that you're getting my communication. And if you have any questions throughout the semester, definitely feel free. My office, whether it's virtual or in the school, is always open to you. Give me a phone call. Now, this phone number is not working. I will share my mobile number. I'm not going to do it on YouTube, but I will share my mobile number with everybody so that you guys can get in contact with me. The phone's not working in the band office, but the best way right now is probably through email. Uh, but shoot me an email if you are one of those students that needs to get one of the concert instruments. If you are using a marching instrument and need to turn that in, well, don't turn it in yet because we're going to talk about football later. But if you need to pick up one of the concert instruments, let me know and we can coordinate a time where we can get you over to the high school, get that checked out, and you can take home an instrument. You're going to need a pencil to make notes. You're going to need your music for each rehearsal. Now, in the spring moving forward, I want you guys to not just use the music on your screen. I want you guys to print out the music. And again, if you need print copies of the music, I can get that to you. I just need to know, just communicate, communicate, communicate. That is also, one of the expectations that I have with you guys is just to let me know. If there's a way that I can make it happen, we're going to make it happen. So if you need music, we'll get it to you, whether it's coming to the high school to pick it up or, I actually hand deliver some of the percussion instruments that we needed for this winter concert. I was the Papa John's delivery guy of the band world in the fall. So whatever it takes, go ahead and get that. It is, you are going to need a metronome. You are going to need a tuner. There are great apps that you can get on your mobile device in the Google Play Store or the Apple store. You can get download those types of things on your smart device. Also online, if you just type into Google, there's actually a metronome in Google. If you in the search box on Google, type in metronome, it'll come up with the metronome. But you are going to need a metronome and you are going to need a tuner. Those are things that you probably already have, but if you don't have them, make sure that we do have those moving forward. You are going to need your computer. And it's highly recommended that you get headphones with a microphone on them. If you have the earbuds that actually plug into the your computer, that's great. It is recommended that we have that. It doesn't necessarily need to be the same thing if your computer has a microphone, but headphones are going to be good moving forward as we start really digging into the concert repertoire and the way that we're going to be shaping the classroom. We're going to have active rehearsals with the music that we're working on, and it will give you a better sense of being in an ensemble setting as we go through this in the spring. So headphones, definitely. Make sure your computer has that microphone so that we can interact. There'll be things. One thing I did not put on there is smart music. You will be getting a subscription to smart music. We are going to be using that a lot throughout the semester. We will be using that a lot, whether we are virtual or in person. Moving forward, smart music is going to be a big part of a lot of the assignments that we do. It's a great resource for practicing, and plus it has some great um, it helps with the assessment side of practice as well. Concert attire. I do want to take a few minutes to talk about concert attire. I have already talked a little bit with the student leadership team from the fall and moving into the spring. I spoke this just last night with our booster executive board. We are making some changes to the concert attire moving forward with the OHS bands. With our spring ensembles, we are going to, and again, you can find this on our website. If you go under resources, click on the handbook, you can see, click on concert attire, and you can see what we're moving towards. three statements pretty much covers it. We want to have a professional look. And I also want you to know that I don't take changing concert attire lightly. Uh, but at the same time, I want to make sure that everybody is comfortable in the concert attire that we perform in. So I started looking at what professional wind ensembles are doing, what adult community and what college ensembles are doing when it comes to the concert attire. Probably one of the greatest wind bands, professional wind bands out there is the Dallas Wind Symphony or the Dallas Winds. If you look at their concerts within the past few years, they've actually been going to an all black concert attire. And that pretty much is the direction that we're moving towards. Now, before we move forward, those of you that have been in band before, in high school band, I am not, if you already have your tuxedo or you have the black evening gown, that is great concert attire. You don't have to specifically go out and buy this brand new concert attire. We are phasing this in over the course of the next few years. So freshmen, or if you've grown out of your attire, I know the year from freshman to sophomore, we have that huge growth spurt and you need to buy new concert attire. Start looking at I should be pointing this way, at the new concert attire so that we can get that. But three statements will cover it: all black, all covered in closed-toe shoes. That goes for young men and young women, the closed-toe shoes. We want to look professional with our all-black concert attire. I've given three options. The first one is the black dress slacks with the black button-down dress shirt. If you choose to wear a tie with that, it needs to be black. And if you choose to wear the blazer with that, it needs to be the black sport coat or blazer to go along with it. The second option is the floor length dress. That would be a dress like the concert attire that you may have purchased in the past, where everybody was uniform, completely uniform. That would be an option there. The third option is opening the door, for the young ladies that don't feel comfortable wearing the dress but want to have a professional all black attire. This option is a great option for you. If you have a black floor length skirt or black pants, a dress blouse, if you have an all black business attire, that would be things that would fit into this new concert attire. So we are going all black for our performances. As you scroll down, I've given examples of what your concert attire looks like. This is the first example. These are individuals wearing the slacks with the button-down shirt with a tie, without a tie. I joked with the student leadership team and also with the parents last night. If you wear this without the tie, yes, you do have to do that stance there. This is an example of a young lady wearing with the jacket, two gentlemen with the jacket as well. Again, black tie, black jacket, black shirt, black slacks. Belt should be black, shoes and socks or hosiery. Hosiery should be either a natural color or black. The option two are the different evening gowns that you have there, similar to what you guys may have had if you've been in the OHS band program before. And then the third option is I've given you examples of what that looks like, whether it is the floor length skirt with a dress blouse or with the flowing pants with the top there. I've also given the black pantsuit look here as well for that option. But that is probably the biggest change that we are making to the program. Is one of the things that came out was to make our concert attire, to ensure that our concert attire is equitable for everybody. When I am charged with something like that, I want to make sure that I'm not just making it equitable from a social perspective, but also from an economic perspective. I want to make sure that anybody is able to go ahead and get the concert attire that they need to perform. If for whatever reason you need some assistance with that, again, contact me on the OHS Panther Band website and let me know how I can help you. All right, concerts. We are doing concerts. I have selected 3 dates. I want to make sure that you guys get these concert dates on your calendar now. Make sure we are scheduling things around these because as we move into the spring, our goal, Dr. Felder mentioned it at the school board meeting the other night. Our school board is on board with the idea that our goal is moving towards in person instruction. So, all of our instruction this year is going to be preparing us for the time when we get back to normal, when we're able to have our band classes meeting together, rehearsing together, and performing together. In that, the expectations for concert performances are going to be just as they would be if we were in a traditional band setting. There was a lot of lenience in the fall with the marching band, and it was a transition period. We were trying to move forward and try to make things work in the virtual setting. Moving forward, we want to have the mind that have the priority that we will be getting back together at some point. And as soon as that happens, great. That being said, our concert performances, it is the expectation that if you're in band, you will be performing with us. Our first concert is going to be completely virtual. The next 2 concerts, we'll have to see where we are. I would love to do an outdoor concert at the high school. How that looks, I'm not able to answer that. It would be obviously outdoors with people coming and socially distanced and what all that looks like. But that is kind of one of the goals that I have. Uh, Obviously, we need to see where we are with the pandemic, with the vaccines, with all that stuff to see if we can do it safely. But I would love for that concert to be an outdoor concert, and the concert on the end of May. Again, we'll see where we are, but I would love to have an in-person performance for those people that are coming back. Now, if you fall in the category where you've elected to be uh, full-time virtual, you are still going to have performance opportunities, and you will see what can be accomplished in a virtual setting using the virtual band approach. That is all going to be integrated in the spring as we're trying to figure out how to make this work and how to make this happen, with the ultimate goal of us focusing towards being back in school together in the future. So make sure we mark these dates. We will all be performing in them. Some of us will be doing all of these performances virtually, and hopefully we can develop some opportunities where we can have some outdoor performances, socially distanced in a safe manner, with that we can share this in a live setting. Again, my going back to my promise to you, I am going to do everything that I can to have as much normal as we can moving through this pandemic. And as much as I'm able to do safely, that's what we're going to be striving towards. Um, all right, moving forward. Make sure we get those dates. Those dates, just so you have them, March 24th at 7 p.m. April 24th is a Saturday, so mark that on your calendar. And then May 26th will be our final concert and all that wonderful stuff. All right, so here we come to football. I had a great conversation with Coach McCauley. As it stands right now, football is still happening. We are going to be a part of that. Coach McCauley, who is our athletic director at the high school, wants us to be a part of that, wants the cheerleading team to be a part of those experiences. We have 3 home games. Uh, how this is exactly going to look, I don't have all the answers, but we are going to be a part of this. Uh, the the goal right now is for us to be in the stands, playing music for our team, supporting our team, My philosophy of marching band during football season is that we are there to support our football team. So we are going to support them in any way that we can. I did talk to Coach McCauley about what it looks like for attendance and all that other stuff. And just to let you guys know, when I spoke with him at the end of last week, the stance from the state, and again, this is coming down from the state athletic organization, the mandates is that they can't have more than 100 people in the stadium. So there is going to be a lot of limitations. From a band parent perspective, for Friday night, we won't be able to get into the stadium as parents, but they are planning to live stream the football games, and we are looking to live stream the band on that as well. That being said, Coach McCauley actually came up with a wonderful idea that I think is fantastic, where we could set up a Saturday possibly where we could come together and do a performance just for our band parents, where we can invite you guys to come into the stadium. And again, this is stuff that we're working through, that we're trying to figure out what that's going to look like if we can make it happen. But that's kind of the thought process that we're trying to go down moving forward. So keep an eye out for that. We are going to be part of the football season. So marching band, don't put away those uniforms yet. Don't turn them in yet. We are going to be using them. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be setting up a Google form just to get an idea of interest from the band. I know there's moving into the spring. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of things that we're getting involved in. And I will be sending out uh, a, a full schedule that would include what rehearsals would look like, the time commitment, and all that other stuff. My initial thoughts for preparing for this is that we may do like a Saturday rehearsal where we just kind of put things together, since marching on the field won't be necessarily a part of what we're doing right now. That's not going to be a huge emphasis as far as the marching is concerned, but I do want to make sure that we're able to march into the stadium, uh, socially distanced and all that other stuff. And then, but also just to kind of work on music. But the plan is to maybe have a rehearsal, get these logistics together, and then on the day of the football games, we'll meet at the school after school, and we'll stay till game time, and then we'll go into the stadium and perform. So very excited about that. I am so glad that we're able to kind of salvage some aspect of the marching band into this opportunity here, but we'll see how that goes, and see what we can make happen. All right, that pretty much covers the presentation that I have for you guys. And again, I can't emphasize enough, go ahead and start reading through our handbook. Uh, it is very detailed. I have a letter to everybody starting it off, but it gives you a good description of the different ensembles that we have at OHS. It gives you, again, the concert attires, the expectations and guidelines. We will be talking about this when it comes to rehearsals and performances. It basically boils down to 5 bullet points. Be prepared, be on time, participate as directed, and just like in any other classroom, raise your hand, ask a question, or make a comment. And we are a performance ensemble. Performance is what we are always aiming towards. So all of our rehearsals and our performances are mandatory. But definitely read through that. You can see all the different aspects of it, and we'll be digging into this thoroughly during class time. All right, let's go to our questions. We do have a couple of questions color guard. Will color guard be participating if the band plays in the spring? The answer to that is yes. You are a part of the marching band. You will be with us in as part of the marching band in the football season. We also have another one. When we send in videos for the concerts and stuff, what do we wear? That is a great question. Dylan, we again, going back to my philosophy and what our school board has set as a priority for us and Dr. Felder, the goal is for us to be moving towards in-person performances. So when we are preparing for a concert, whether it's virtual or in person, that concert performance will be in the concert attire. So for that March 24th performance, the expectation is that we will all be wearing our concert attire for those performances. So great question. Thank you so much for asking that. Marching band dues. If you have a question about that, that question came in. I want to see where you are. Shoot me an email and I can find out that information for you. And I'll try to get out some information just to everybody with where you are with that. Bonnie asked approximately how much time needs to be blocked off for each concert. That is another great question. The concerts that we had in the fall with the marching band, we did the bandathon, we did a winter concert, we did the Prism concert, which was the entire district. We had ensembles participating in that. Those concerts, the longest one I think was the Prism concert. I think it was right at 2 hours or so. The bandathon was a longer concert, but that had a lot of solos and ensembles in it. I would say block off a good, if the concert is at 7, be ready to watch it at 6:30. The concert itself, I would imagine, would probably be about an hour and a half. I would imagine. If that, hopefully, that answers your questions there. Will non-marching band students be required to play at the football games? The answer to that is no. This is our marching band that will be participating in that. Those students that were enrolled in the fall, this opportunity is for them. They will have that opportunity there. I did see a couple of comments come up, and let's see. We can just show these. These are awesome. Got a couple of shout outs in there. So Marty says, yay, Terry and Mike. Terry, thank you so much. You are awesome. Thanks for that comment there. It wasn't just your pleasure. It was everybody's pleasure that worked in that. You and Mike were absolutely awesome. Michael Haggerty, big thank you. Shout out to Mike and Terry there. And Kelly says, thank you to all of our parent volunteers. So parents, how can you get involved in it? I am leaving this, where am I? This comment up right here because Kelly is absolutely amazing. She is our VP of volunteers. And let me go back to our website, ohspantherband.com. Under the resources, if you click on our boosters, if you want to find out more information about how you can be a part of something that your kid thinks is super awesome and cool, you can contact any of our executive board, but Kelly is our VP of volunteers, and you can contact her at volunteers@ohspantherband.com. But if you need to contact any of our booster board members, they are listed there. You can volunteer for the different things that we have, whether it's a fundraiser like what we did with Dewey's, or whether it's helping to set up like we did with the drive-in that we had in the fall. Or if we do this the football stuff, there's going to be opportunities. We're going to need some people to help us figure out what is it going to look like if we have kids there from 4 o'clock till the end of the football game. We've obviously got to feed them. What is that going to look like? We're going to need some volunteers for this type of stuff. Kelly is the person to go to. She kind of oversees that and to make sure that we have the volunteers that we needed. If you'd like to take more of a role with that, we do have some opportunities that we'd still have vacant. There are different opportunities where you can serve in a more formal capacity, where you could be that concert band rep or the jazz band rep or the marching band rep, the those types of things. Uh, we have lots of ways that you can get involved, whether it's on an informal volunteer basis for the events that we have, or if you would like to have more of a role in our organization, we could definitely use that. I did. I Len asked about the football game during spring break. I She asked that in the comments there. That is another great question. Len, the answer to that is yes, it is okay. Again, there's going to be a lot more flexibility with these football games than what we would do in a typical marching band season where we have that very stringent expectation of attendance and participation. This is outside of the norm. We are going to make adjustments. And to be honest with you, I've got to kind of see what it looks like to see if we're able to be a part of that. I would love for us to be a part of it, but we'll have to figure that out moving forward. I know a lot of you that those dates have been on the books for a long time. And again, on that, anytime there is a conflict with band, the key to any conflict resolution is communication. And I just want to reiterate that my office, whether it's virtual or in the band room, is always open. If something comes up and there's a conflict with something we have going on in band, talk to me, see what we can do to resolve that and make it happen. But to answer your question, Lynn, the answer to that would be no. I will kind of cover that as we kind of get a better picture of what football looks like. All right, let me double check before I click out of here. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. Again, I thank you guys for your time tonight. I hope that I have addressed a lot of your questions, and I was not supposed to be showing that. Let me click out on my screen there. Uh, Let me know if you have any questions. If I didn't cover it today, shoot me an email. And I am really, again, I can't tell you how excited I am. I have picked out some really cool repertoire for the band that will work in both a virtual setting as well as a live setting. It is designed to be flexible and to grow with the ensemble depending on the number of people that we have in there. Some of the pieces can be done with groups as small as less than 10 students in person, and virtually it opens the doors to a lot more opportunities. I'm really excited about coming up with solutions about how we can integrate in person and virtual in this setting to give everybody in the band a great musical experience. And I'm really looking forward to the possibilities that we have. It's going to be a great semester. It's going to be awesome. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to play a lot, and it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And again, thank you guys so much for coming out.